Women's Sports Mix.
Cambridge Radio.
Hello, I'm Alex Elbro.
And I'm Amy Gray.
The A-Team. Welcome to the Women's Sports Mix Show. In our fortnightly discussion about local women's sport, we aim to spotlight our talented sportswomen and promote grassroots sporting opportunities for women and girls in the region. And on our show today, we have great news about Histon Ladies.
Yes, they've done it, Alex. They are official champions of Division 1 North of the Eastern Region Women's Football League. They'll be playing in the league above next year. We've been following them all season here on the Women's Sports Mix. They've won every single game to date in the league.
Amazing.
What a team. And we'll be catching up with assistant manager Liz Pamplin.
And we'll be talking to Katie Summers all about Reformer Pilates and where you can go to try it out in Cambridge.
We'll also look at the rest of the local football and ice hockey results, including the managerial changes at the U's and Cambridge City. There's been a lot going on and it's all coming up.
Cambridge Radio.
Women's Sports Mix.
This is the Women's Sports Mix on Cambridge Radio with Amy and Alex, and we had to start with this because what a season it's been for Histon Ladies, and they've now secured the title, Alex.
Hooray! Well done, Histon. That's absolutely brilliant news. I mean, they've won everything. How could they not, really?
They are the champions. I feel like I'm singing a Queen song already.
I know, I'm just thinking that.
They've done it and still on for that 100% win record. And this is how it unfolded. On the last episode, we'd been talking to Liz about that Biggleswade fixture. It had been called off the day before by Biggleswade, and the FA were looking at it because you don't necessarily get the replay in that situation. So the FA worked out what to do with the points, and it was decided that those points would just go to Histon as an away walkover. So those were the points that gave them the title midweek to Histon Ladies. And yeah, they got the win automatically. The title is theirs. And since then, they've racked up 2 further wins against Coney Heath and Rail Bedford Reserves. I caught up with Stute's assistant manager, Liz Pamplin, after the Rail Bedford Reserves game. Congratulations, Liz, to you and everyone at Histon Ladies. You're champions. How does it feel?
Yeah, we've had a couple of weeks now to kind of get used to it, and it's brilliant. You don't win championships very often in a football career, and to have done it the way we've done so far, we've absolutely loved it, and we've taken the time to celebrate properly. So we've been really enjoying the last couple of games where we've had the tunes on, we've had a bit of a sing along, and really celebrated. So we're delighted with it. It was the number one objective at the start of the year, but to get there is really good. And when we found out on the Tuesday night that we'd actually been made champions, we drove to. We were at training on Thursday night, waiting in the car park, and our goalkeeper Keeley has driven in with her windows down and the "We Are the Champions" blaring out of a speaker, which was brilliant and made everyone smile. So celebrations, because it's an achievement that you have to celebrate. Obviously, knowing we've got a few league games left, but we're going to enjoy them now because the main objective is achieved.
Really nice to see that Coney Heath did the Guard of Honour for you. That must have been a lovely moment.
Yeah, really lovely. They've got a really lovely management staff there, and we'd arrived and we weren't sure, it had been announced in the week, and they said, no, wait in the dressing room, we're going to do the Guard of Honour, and we were delighted. The girls were delighted. The same thing happened at our fixture today as well, so we've had 2 now, so we'll wait and see what the other 2 games we've got left, whether they want to do the same thing at our home.
Well, I'm just so happy for you all. You deserve it. It's been such an incredible season. It's amazing for Histon, and I will say also amazing for women's and girls football in the area to have a team that's doing so well. How does this promotion fit in the journey of Histon Ladies? How exciting is it for the club to see this success?
Yeah, really exciting, because 4 years or so, 5 years or so, Histon had dropped into the county league and had to lose the first team and build up again. And Kevin Jacklin, who's our head of women's football, who's brilliant, he took over the side, and it's been a long journey for him and the staff who were there at the time to get to here. So we're delighted, and as much for us coming in, and getting it over the line this year, as much as it is for Kevin, who kind of initiated that time ago, 4 years ago, when they were kind of, Histon Ladies were, at the bottom of where they've been for a while. So yeah, delighted, particularly for Kevin. This one's really for him.
And Liz, you yourself, you've been involved with women's football a long time. It's very clear how much it means to you and how much you've put into it. Where does this promotion sit in terms of looking at your football career?
Yeah, it's got to be up there in the way that it's been done. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to win promotion when I was at Cambridge, and that took us some years to achieve, and it was brilliant. You know, I've won cups, a lot of county cups, and we got into the national plate final a couple of years ago at Cambridge United. But it's got to be right up there. Just the manner in which it's been done, and with the people there, that the whole club from top to bottom have been so welcoming to Darren and me, and coming in, and the girls are absolutely brilliant. It's got to be right up there. It's probably the one I've enjoyed the most, I think, because it's just fun all the time because of the environment that we have at Histon at the moment. So, and I've won things before, but winning every single league game to date is a pretty special achievement.
And that game against Coney Heath was 1-0 on March 29th. And then weekend gone, April 5th, it was against Real Bedford Reserves. And that was a 4-1 win. It's really impressive to see that the girls, you've kept going, you keep getting results, concentrating, even though you have had this incredible celebration of knowing that you're going to get promoted and you're champions. But I guess it's that spirit that's given you the title in the first place.
Oh, very much so. The girls are very together. They absolutely love playing together, and they all play for each other. And, you know, there's still that thing where, I mean, how often in football do you go through a league season where you win every single game? It's very, very rare. So there's still that's urging the girls on. I mean, we've won every single away fixture in the league this season. And, you know, that's a feat in itself. Bedford are a good side today. They've got good young players who play very good football. So to go there and get a convincing win, we're absolutely delighted with the girls who are just want to go out, want to play football and want to win every game. So, yeah, that's what keeps us going, really.
And as you've said, you still are on for this incredible 100% win record. Not just invincible, haven't lost. You've won every game so far. You have Newmarket and Dunstable. You've already got the title, which is amazing. But to get the 100% win record would be such an awesome achievement for the history books. Is it something that you talk about with the players?
Yes and no. Yes, we know it's there. We do talk about it and say how amazing it would be, but we also have to be careful to not make the girls too nervous. Or we want to play football, we want to enjoy playing football. So sometimes when that's hanging over you, like, oh, we can't lose, it can make you feel a little bit anxious when you play, and we want the girls to go out and play. So we've kind of dialed it down a bit and gone, yeah, wouldn't it be brilliant if we can achieve that? But we don't have to. The main goal was promotion. We've got there. We've won the title. It'd be brilliant to achieve this, but let's not hang everything on doing that, and just go, yeah, we're good enough to do it. It'd be brilliant if we could, but not ramp the pressure up and make them feel like it's a failure if we don't, because we've achieved the top objective and we've been brilliant.
So you've got Newmarket next, a team you know well, final 2 games. What are your thoughts going into that one?
Yeah, tough game, Newmarket. They've had a more tricky season, I think, than they thought they would. Their long-term manager is no longer there, so they've had to reshuffle a bit. But yeah, we're looking forward to that. We know them very well. We enjoy good games of football with them because they're a good football side. So as I say, it'll be a tough game. We're looking forward to it. We've played them already twice this season because we played them in the County Cup too. So we're very familiar with them. We'll go out with the same focus that we take to every game. 3 points is what we want to get.
Thank you very much to Liz Pamplin.
Isn't that great news? And when we went to see them way back, sort of early in the season, I remember we talked to Darren and Liz, and they joked about hiring out the open top bus that goes round and having like open top bus parade round the city. And they did say that we could come on it if
we
it was
haven't
going
stopped
on.
thinking about it.
No. So I keep asking them the question. I imagine it's quite expensive to hire a whole bus, though. You know, like if you think how many people sit on that normally, but you know, for 1 hour.
Yeah, well, as we heard from Liz, they've been having their celebrations, but we'll see if they've got any more come the end of the season. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. And those remaining home games, if you'd like to go and see Histon, who are now confirmed champions, they have Newmarket, that's on the 19th of April, and they also have the Dunstable fixture, which is on the 26th, just before the County Cup final. And there has been a lot happening in women's football the last couple of weeks. Something Liz mentioned there when I spoke to her about Newmarket Ladies, their manager, Kevin Parsons, had stepped down. I think that was back in December, something like that. He'd been at the club for 6 seasons. Kevin Parsons is now the first team head coach at Cambridge City after the departure of Luke Camilleri from the role. So some changes there. And at Cambridge United Women, their first team head coach Sean Greygoose has left the club. Sam Carrington is currently in temporary charge of the U's. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. And Alex, we spoke to Gisela Otten, who is chair of the Women's Board. She was on the Sports Mix a couple of episodes back. So if anyone wants to listen to that, that's on demand at cambridge.radio. You can search for Women's Sports Mix Gisela Otten on podcasting platforms. Maybe quite interesting to look back, because we were talking to her about how the season had gone, and they were talking about how,
they were
Sean
moving
has come
forward
in.
and this is just a new start, and they were building the team. And I find all of these, not just in the local teams, but in all football at the moment, there's quite a lot of change in all football. There's various managers coming and going, and I think you've only got a few more games this season. It seems a strange time one is to get rid of a manager, and also to take on a manager. It's quite a big responsibility to take it on, because people have got short memories. If you then do badly for the next few games, that's going to be all down on that manager.
I mean, it is true what Gisela says. They have obviously had a lot of change, and it's maybe been a bit of a project year. They have got a lot of different players, younger players. I think.
Oh, I don't mean, just the U's. I think it seemed an interesting time for him to leave, having, like you say, because it's a good project. But I'm saying generally in football at the moment, there's a lot of unrest, and people are looking to move managers on at the end of a season, which I think I can see it at the end of the season, but I feel like it seems strange to do it so close to the end of a season.
Yeah, only a couple more games for them. Yeah. I think on the surface you could look at it and say it's not a surprise, because the results this half of the season haven't been there where they are in the table. I mean, that obviously they're not going to get relegated or anything, but the points total isn't what they want. So in that regard, you could think, okay, that makes sense. But then on the flip side, you might think, well, maybe they were building. Sometimes managers do get to go into the second season to see if things improve. So kind of a bit of both there. You can
that's what I think. It's strange to do it this close to the end of the season. Why not wait till the end of the season and have a discussion then about what's happened this season, and then decide what's going to go on, unless they've got their eye on somebody else. Yeah,
we don't know what discussions are being had there. No. So a quick look at results for the U's. They played Luton. This was their last game. That was 0-0 at half-time. Luton edged it 1-0 in the end. And doesn't this feel like ages ago with how much has gone on with all these changes? They had that home game at the Abbey, Alex, that we were previewing.
Yeah.
And that was against London Bees. That's been and gone. And they did get their record attendance.
Exactly, yeah.
So 1,563. It also tied into their world record attempt, which they got. They didn't pick up the 3 points, though. Whether they would
that was
the
a
3
shame,
points,
wasn't it?
maybe. And that was 3-1 to London Bees. And as we said, just a couple of games left for them. Their home game is against Actonians. That's on the 12th. And then they have their final game as an away game against Norwich, which is being played at Carrow Road. And from what I'm hearing, a lot of tickets have been sold to that. So that's going to be a popular one on the Norwich side of things.
And it's an exciting one, isn't it, to have it at Carrow Road? Are you going to go?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah. So if you maybe that side of things, that could be a good one to go to. And I hope the players have, enjoy that stadium, even though maybe the season hasn't gone quite as they'd want it to. And Cambridge City, safe from relegation now. They got a bit of a thumping from Hitchin Bells. 2 Hitchin players got hat-tricks in that game, and that was 8-0 in the end. And since then, as I just mentioned, Luke Camilleri has parted ways with the club, and Kevin Parsons has come in, and they had then got a 3-0 against Mulbarton away, which is a great score for them. And they've only got 1 game left, so we really think things are winding up in the leagues now. They're away to Biggleswade on the 12th of April.
Excellent. And coming up, Katie Summers and Reformer Pilates.
This is Cambridge Radio.
Women's Sports Mix.
Katie Summers is the area manager at Reform Studios and has spent over 14 years in the fitness industry. She started out as a professional dancer, and she's all about making movement feel strong, empowering and actually enjoyable. She now teaches Reformer Pilates, yoga and bar, and is especially passionate about supporting pre- and postnatal women. Katie also has collaborated with the Mum Club, helping create supportive, feel-good spaces where mum can move, connect and take a bit of time for themselves. Hello to you, Katie.
Hi.
It's lovely to see you. Now, I've known you for quite a long time, for when you were teaching dance classes.
Yeah.
Back at David Lloyd.
Yeah.
I mean, that must be quite a few years ago now.
Yeah, so that I started there in 2013, yeah.
So, yeah, we're 13 years away.
What type of dance was this?
So, like, fitness dance.
Yeah,
so we did, like, mixed of Latin, ballroom, fitness vibe.
Oh, very nice. Lots of good music, I guess.
Yeah, definitely good music.
That's what I always loved. Now, Katie, how did you get into fitness and into dance originally? Did you do it as a child?
Yes, I danced from when I was 5 years old, and then I went to Central School of Ballet, then Northern Ballet School, and then danced professionally for about 8 years on cruise ships and stuff. And I'd always done Pilates as part of my training. Then in 2012, I retrained to be a personal trainer, fitness instructor, and I went and did that, and then always got into like yoga, Pilates, and then more recently Reformer Pilates.
Yeah, so before we start talking more in depth about Reformer and Pilates, can I just ask you, because I'm curious, obviously you liked teaching people and being with people, the fact that you did cruise ships. How was that? Or was it quite relentless?
On the cruise ships?
Yeah.
No, it was super fun.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we did our shows. We were known as the ballet on the cruise ships, and we did our nightly shows, and then we were able to go off and explore and do our own thing.
Oh,
so it was
very good. That sounds like a perfect job, really, doesn't it?
It sounds
really?
like you said, it sounds like the dream job.
Yeah,
I think it's probably actually loads of hard work.
Yeah, although you just dispelled that, so that's fine. But I guess it and I mean this in the nicest way, it's sort of a young person's thing, because you can't put down any roots if you're always on cruise ships and travelling around, aren't you, I imagine?
That's the kind of challenge with it, was that you were always moving around. You might do 6 months here, 6 months there, so you could never like kind of have roots and settle. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to like hang up my shoes and get into fitness and have a base.
Yeah. It must have been hard originally to do that change, because obviously growing up and knowing that that's what you want to do, you don't think about what about later when when you do want to sort of do other things as well.
Yeah, it was like my whole life, it's all I'd ever known. So, but going into fitness was like the kind of the best transition, really, because obviously with dancing you're used to like being active and moving all the time, and then coming into fitness it kind of like helped with that, because it was still like an active people-y job. Yeah,
exactly. And I think, as you said, you did Pilates as part of your ballet training, because it's really good for core, isn't it, and for strengthening, which I don't think people realised when it first came about. Do you want to explain where Pilates comes from, and then we'll go on to what Reformer is in comparison?
Yeah, so over 100 years ago now, Joseph Pilates, he was working in the hospitals for the injured soldiers.
Oh, right, okay.
During World War I, and he would get the bed springs from the beds and help them move their bodies and exercise. So that's how it originally started. And then he, on the way over to New York, he met his wife, Clara, and they opened a studio, but it wasn't known as Pilates then, it was known as Contrology. And so he created the method of Contrology, him and his wife, and they had this studio, and then he invented a lot of the equipment, and had lots of like Hollywood actors, actresses, and like ballet dancers would go and see him, because they would help with injuries and help them get strong.
So the mat Pilates that I knew about way before I knew about Reformer was actually, it was the other way round. So he was using springs and sort of rehabbing with those, which are quite a controlled method of using it, before people then sort of translated it into a thing which you could do in a bigger class, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, originally he had in his studio, he'd have all the different types of equipment, and they created the mat Pilates, and he has a book called Contrology. In it was designed that people could do it at home.
Oh, right, okay, so yeah.
They would have the book and they could follow the exercises at home, and then all the equipment was made to help them perfect their mat Pilates.
Yeah, because I was saying to you off air that I found when I used to do mat Pilates, it was okay. I did enjoy it. It was one of my more favourite things, but it was hard to know whether you were getting better or not, because it was all down to your own kind of strength and moving your body. It wasn't really a way of assessing how you did things. I mean, you could go up a level in, or if you want to move one leg or two legs, that sort of thing, but it wasn't really any control. Whereas with Reformer, I feel like I can get more control and I can work harder if I want to.
Yeah, for sure. And also, like, things have like evolved over time, and in group settings people will make modifications, so they won't necessarily teach the 34 exercises as was originally created. It will be a modification of that,
course,
for like a group setting, especially in like a general fitness setting.
Yes, and I think that's the beauty, but also that sometimes the problem with group ones, that you can go to a big class, but you could be doing it not that well and thinking, oh, this is easy. Or you could be doing something and actually hurting yourself if you're not good at speaking to the teacher and the instructor and saying, oh, this doesn't feel quite right, should I be changing this? But when you're in a smaller setting, of course, you can do that, can't you?
Yeah, definitely. And in Reformer Pilates and in our studios, the instructor will always walk around.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
check
Yeah. So do you want to explain to people that don't know, including Amy, wasn't so sure of what Reformer is?
Yeah, very interesting to hear that you said it was working rehab in hospitals and the bed springs, because as someone that has never done Reformer Pilates but kind of has an idea of that there's this sort of machine that you're on, now it makes sense that that's where it originated from, because if you look it up, it's almost like the size of like if you had, the deck chairs that are spread all the way down, like a sunbed almost size, isn't it? Like not that high off the floor, and it has these springs and things to help you.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a bit longer than a sunbed.
Is it?
Because it
What are you got to do on it?
Because you have the extra bit on the end, and obviously your size and my size compared to a 6'6" bloke.
I'd be all right on a small one.
And they don't come in different sizes, I believe. I presume they're all one size.
Yeah. So with most brands, you can move like a gear bar, so it will make it like so a taller person can use it and a smaller person as well. Yeah.
So Katie, can you give us an idea of what the Reformer Pilates machine, we've talked about it, but for those who don't know, kind of what does it consist of?
So it's a frame, and you have springs on it, and the springs create different resistances, and you hook them on and you use different resistances for different exercises. And then you have a carriage that you might lie on, sit, stand, so do all your different positions on, and the carriage will move forward, like out and in, forward and back, and that will create the springs, create the resistance. So we also have ropes that have loops. So for example, if you do like a double leg stretch in Pilates, that's where you're lying down and you straighten your legs out and bring them in. If you did it on a Reformer, you'd have your feet in the straps, so you have the ropes, and then when you push out and in, you have the spring resistance to support you.
So you can then
it's like a resistance band is almost part of the machine. That sounds really interesting to do. I think you almost need to do it, don't you?
Definitely.
You do. I mean, when I first went, I don't know how long I've been doing now for, I think it's over 10 years, but when I first did, other people used to say to me, I think that sounds like a sort of medieval torture, because you do have both feet up in it, up in stirrups, and you can increase that as your time goes on. You can increase that resistance, or if you've had an injury, you just bring it back down again. And I guess that's how it works for when you're doing like prenatal or postnatal, because you said that's kind of the area that you're specialising in with the Reformer.
Yeah, definitely. It's really good for prenatal and postnatal, and you will adjust the springs to what the client needs, especially for if you're doing a long stretch. That's basically where you're in a plank and then you'll move the carriage out and in. If it's a heavier spring, then it will give you more support, but if it's a lighter spring, it will challenge your core more.
And some exercises are the other way around, aren't they?
Yeah.
And for the women that come to you for pre and postnatal, what kind of reasons are they coming and what benefits are they seeing?
So a lot with the postnatal is obviously when you've just had a baby, your body's been through a lot. It's been through pregnancy, been through labour, and then all the hormones and stuff after. So you're navigating that postnatal period, and for them a lot of it is just being able to move their body in like a safe, welcoming environment where they can bring their baby, and Emma, who runs the mum club, she'll like look after the babies while the mums work out, and it does build back into like their core strength, which obviously you do lose after having a baby. So it just helps them be supported, and it's not like going to a gym and getting thrashed or anything like that.
And then I'm
can
sure
move their
that they
body.
build up a friendship with the people in the group as well.
Definitely, yes. And they have that support network with other mums as well.
Isn't that a great thing, just to have that you can take your baby there? You don't have to, how am I going to fit this in? Because I need to find someone that looks after my baby.
Can't always have that luxury, can you? And you think, oh, what am I going to do? Oh, okay, what goes? Your exercise or your kind of mental exercise? Because it's good for your mental health as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely just moving the body and having that mental health aspect of it as well.
Yeah. And I think, I certainly know I did pre and postnatal yoga because there wasn't a Pilates class.
Yeah.
And we're talking 30 plus years now. And I'm still friends with all that group.
Oh, that's nice.
They are our closest friends, and the kids all grew up together. They're like cousins, they all know each other. Those bonds are really, really strong.
Yeah, they can ask advice and stuff, and especially to do with like pelvic floor and everything after,
of course,
childbirth. Like we can help them.
And is there a level of fitness, or is this okay for beginners? Do you need to be flexible? Are you okay to come and ready to learn without having that?
Yeah, you don't need any experience in anything really. It's for all levels, but especially for beginners as well. A lot of people that come to the studio as beginners and have never really enjoyed exercise before, like fall in love with it, because you're like on the bed. So that's what they're called, reformer beds. So you're on your own bed.
What did I call it? Sunbed or something?
And then you're in your own little zone, your own little world, and then the instructor will come round and help. And because you get the feedback from the reformer as well, people really enjoy that. So people that wouldn't necessarily go to the gym and like do weights on their own, they feel supported in that group environment. And also like we build such a lovely community. When you go there like in the morning or the evening or the weekend, everyone's chatting, and it's really lovely.
I hadn't really thought about that, the fact that you are doing your own thing. And I know that all classes they say that, but you can't really see what anyone else is doing when you're doing your own stuff on the bed, because if you might be lying down, you might be kneeling to one side, you can sort of vaguely see, but you can't really. And often the instructor will give options, so someone might be kneeling, someone might be standing, depending on what their level of ability is, or if they've got an injury or rehab. So I do like that part of it as well, is that you can be very much individual even though you're in a class. It's really quite funny.
And everyone moves at their own pace, and the instructor will go around, like you say, and give the modification. So it's not like you're in an aerobics class and if you step the wrong way, then it's
the wrong crash into everyone else.
And with this sort of rehab and core strength element to it, do you also have women that do other sports and do Pilates as well as part of that?
Yep, so it's really good for any sport really, but obviously the rowers, they've been in to see us. We've had footballers as well. And then people like other PTs that have their clients, they'll bring their clients in to help them as an additional to what they're doing already in the gym. So I
think for running it's really good as well.
Running,
because you are getting things like tight hamstrings and tight quads, and you can work on all that, and you can build up by doing the different springs, so effectively like different weights on the reformer machine as well. I don't know whether it's a thing, but it seems to be the 100 exercise. It seems to be in every single class. You can't get away with it. And that must have been written in a contract somewhere that everyone has to do this 100, which is basically a core. It is a core, isn't it? Exercise,
You mainly will feel it in your upper and lower abs,
And you count to 100.
It is full body.
Is it your nemesis, Alex?
You can't see this on the radio, but I'm basically flapping my arms up and down. But at the same time doing that, you've got to have your legs up in the air at the same time.
How's that
and
possible?
It's counting.
Are you sitting down?
Yeah, you are lying.
You're lying down.
Otherwise that would be a feat.
I thought you were flying, yes.
But no. It used to be the one I absolutely hated, but actually I don't mind it now. It's just one of the things that I don't want my instructor to hear that, though, because we double up we have had 200s before.
300s
Yeah,
before.
exactly. Yeah.
Give her more.
Like a lot of different things, different exercises, you're weaker in different parts of your body. So certain exercises I find really hard, and same with other people would find really hard, perhaps, and other people find that really easy. So that's why it's nice to have a group, because people say, oh, can we do whatever it is exercise? And I think, I hate that one. But I will do it because everyone's doing it. But obviously, if you're just doing your own, you'd only do the ones that you liked.
Pick your favourites that you're good at. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So if anyone mentions something I don't like, that's going straight in our class. He says, oh, right, then we'll do that. And then was that a request for that then? So you have to be really careful what you say, but in a good way. I like that because I know that I wouldn't get an all-round workout otherwise. I feel certainly much more flexible and also strengthened, I think. I can imagine the women doing it after postnatal.
Helps build strength and flexibility, mobility. Yeah, for sure.
Katie, as you were a professional dancer, and I'm guessing if you're that good, maybe that could have been a career as well, teaching dancing. What is it about Pilates that drew you to that specifically?
Yeah, so with dance, I kind of always knew that I didn't want to teach dance. I did want to move away from that world after I'd hung up my shoes.
You've done that, okay.
I've done that. So want to get into fitness. With the fitness industry, I did a little bit of everything and have done qualifications and trainings in all different styles of fitness and stuff. But I came back to Pilates because I'd always done Pilates from like 10 years old at school, because it was such a big part of my life, and because it did help so much with kind of moving the body and not feeling broken, you know, being older now and having had a baby myself. It just feels right, like it feels right for my body and for my stage of life, I guess.
Also, going into fitness means that you are very flexible in the other sense of the word, that you can jump in on classes and you're a PT trained, so you can do all the different things. The Reform studios that you work with, you said they start up in Peterborough, but we've got 2 now open in Cambridge.
Yep, so we've got one in Marley and we've got one, so that opened in 2023. And then we just opened another one in Eddington in August last year.
And I bet they're both popular.
Very popular, yeah, very busy, which is amazing. And it's, like I said before, it's amazing to see people that either haven't been exercising or have tried things before and it hasn't stuck with them, like they're not motivated to do it. They find they like fall in love with Reformer. You know, some people come every day, and because you can do it every day.
I thought I was being good taking up doing it twice a week this year.
When Alex said she did it twice, I was like, wow, you're doing really well.
And I said that to someone in my class the other day. I said, oh yeah, I'm doing twice. And she went, oh yeah, I do 3 times. And you're like, I'm never going to be there. I'm never going to get there, am I?
Well,
just shows you can do it.
Yes.
You could do it every day because it's a lovely stretching way to warm up your body, I guess, every day. You probably wouldn't do it as vigorously, maybe, if you did it every day. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's thousands of exercises and you can do different levels. So, you know, you just work with how you're feeling that day. But people do, and they just love the community as well. So I think Reformers is having a boom at the moment anyway, but I think it is because of that, because women especially don't have to walk into a gym and be like, oh, I don't know what to do. And in a lot of gyms it is 80% male.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a nicer space for them to be in, and they just feel nice. And I also think that
Reformer a while ago was like, oh, that was the thing that celebrities and people that were very rich did and nobody else did it. But I feel like it's much more like on the level with doing a yoga class.
Yeah.
Because more and more studios have opened up. It used to be you'd have to go to London to go to some fancy place. Katie, if people are looking, now that you've got 2 studios, especially in Cambridge, so it's very flexible in time for them to get to you. You said you've got classes sort of throughout the day and evenings and weekends. How do they find you? What should they look for?
So we're on Instagram.
Right.
We have a website. So they can go to reformstudio.co.uk.
Now, the E on it is a 3, isn't it? Just to confuse everybody.
Yeah. The E is a 3. So R3 form. And we have all our classes on there. We have our booking platform is Moments, but we have our own branded app as well. And we have classes going on all throughout the day. So we have, you know, early birds at 6:30 a.m, mid-mornings, after work up until 9:30, and also weekends as well.
And if someone was interested but they haven't done it before, is it best to message you and sort of set up which class would be best for them to come and try, and they could talk about what to wear? Because it's just loose clothing really, isn't it?
Yeah, so just whatever they're comfortable in. Most people wear like leggings and just whatever top t-shirt that they're comfortable in. We do ask them to wear grippy socks. as well. So that helps, being on the machines, having grippy socks. But yeah, they can message us like on Instagram or email as well. That's all on our website, and we can guide them to the right class to join us. But the instructor will always go through the machine with them before the class, and we'll give them guidance throughout the class. The instructor will walk around, give any modifications. So we have lots of beginners, obviously, especially in our newer studio at Eddington. People have, never really done it before, so everyone's kind of learning together.
Yeah, I was amazed how fast you get used to doing, and even if you don't remember, the instructor's there to help you, which I like about the small classes as well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that, Katie. I wanted to have you in for a while, and I know how much it means to you, so it's brilliant to have you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Absolute pleasure.
Women's Sports Mix.
Cambridge Radio.
This is the Women's Sports Mix on Cambridge Radio with Amy and Alex. And Amy, have you got the latest on our ice hockey team, the Cambridge Kodiaks?
Yeah, another win for the Kodiaks against Chelmsford Cobras. It was 2-0 going into the second period, 3-1 going into the third, and at 5-2 was the final score.
Nice.
And Chelmsford did get the score to 3-2, but, not enough against the Kodiaks. 4 goals for Christina Ashley, friend
very
of the show.
nice,
Yeah,
very nice.
Well done, Christina.
Yeah.
Player of the game went to Flo Southwood, and Spirit of the Game award went to the entire team. Isn't that nice?
That's really nice.
Yeah, really feeling the good vibes at Cambridge Kodiaks right now. And on socials, it also said that this game was their best showing of the season, and they were short benched as well. So well done to all the players at that game. Well done, Kodiaks. And they do only have 4 league games left this season. Only 2 of those are at home at the Cambridge Ice Arena if you want to go check them out. April the 18th against the Firebees, and this will be a good one. May the 2nd against Swindon Topcats.
Very good.
Cambridge Radio.
Women's Sports Mix.
You're listening to the Women's Sports Mix on Cambridge Radio with Amy and Alex. Now, Alex, I would like to say a big congratulations to a sporting legend.
Who's this sporting legend? Do we know them?
It's my mum.
We need a special fanfare. What has your mum done?
Well, we often talk on the show, don't we, about the benefits of starting a new sport. You can stay active, you can meet people. It can be a bit daunting, can't it, when you're starting out? And my mum, to be honest, she's pretty active, but she kind of wanted to do something else. So she pushed herself out of her comfort zone and joined an indoor bowls club.
Very good.
And last week she had her first competition. She only went and won it.
Is that good or is that a little bit annoying?
Very well done to Mum.
That's really
and get
lovely.
this, Alex, she's getting her name on a trophy and she got 80 quid.
Oh, we need to take up indoor bowls. Who knew it's such a moneymaker?
I know, the big bucks. And there were 3 people on the team. So this is 3 lots. This is,
Oh, what, they each got 80 quid?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, this was a big competition, Alex. And what they did, and I think this is such a great idea, because all clubs, you need new people coming in, don't you?
Definitely.
What they did this year was, rather than pick your team, they drew from a hat. So that made people like my mum feel like, you know what, I don't need to worry about, I'm on a team and I'm one of the less experienced players here. You think, well, actually, every team is going to have a mix of abilities.
Yeah.
So we're all in it together.
Yeah, and I mean, isn't it the worst thing when you were at school and they do pick your teams and you had the 2 most popular people or the most sporty people picking their teams, and no one wanted to be that person that got towards the end. And I always think it's the most horrible feeling, and those feelings stay with you forever, don't they? So well done, your mum.
Yeah,
is she
well
on to the
done,
next
Mum.
one now?
Well, I mean,
was that now?
the world's
that's
her
it?
oyster, Alex.
Yeah.
I don't know what she'll be doing next.
Yeah.
So I'll find out and let you know. We'll follow her journey through indoor bowls.
Absolutely. Well, it just shows what an exciting game it is, and that she's taken it up and enjoying it. And I bet you making new friends as well.
Absolutely. And she said that a lot of the people there have the really nice set of bowls that are quite expensive.
Yeah, she got her eye on those.
She's gone for a second-hand set of bowls, because
perfect.
at the beginning you don't want to have a huge financial outlay to these things, but she was really happy about this competition, and that's sport, isn't it? Join club, do
get
something
excited,
a bit new.
go out and have a
great.
new social life. It's brilliant. Well done her. I do have to mention, and I know we mentioned it on the last episode, about the Gladiators final and how exciting it was, and you know how obsessed I am. And we knew that Emily had studied in Cambridge, but a couple of weeks ago I realised that she not only studied in Cambridge, she also played for Cambridge University rugby team. people we know her.
Yeah, I mean, we had them on the show, didn't we? Towards the beginning of the year, Fabs came on with them as well. It was brilliant to find out, wasn't it?
Yeah, so, watch this space. We are going to see if we can squeeze in an interview with her. But she's, doing a lot of media stuff at the moment, isn't she? Obviously being the
reigning champion.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. And that's all we've got time for today. Thank you to all our guests and to you for listening.
And you can listen back to all of our shows on demand at cambridge.radio. We're also on podcasting platforms. And our next show is in 2 weeks on April the 23rd.
Goodbye.
Cambridge Radio Women's Sports Mix.